Alright, I want to talk about the router. And I'm wearing a mask because this is during the school time here. I wasn't able to get all the videos done in the time on Wednesday that I had. So I want to talk about the router and how we're going to be using it. First off, the router has the highest RPM of any of the machines in here. It's about 23,000 RPM. So it's a very fast moving machine and allows us to cut into the material and across the material. So we can plunge into it with a plunge router where the base has a spring on it. It can retract and it can stop at certain locations. The way that it's held together is a collet here. So we have the top one that's threaded onto the bottom one down below. And in the tool cabinet, we have wrenches specifically designed for this brand router. This is the Porter cable router. If we hold the bottom one and then offset the top one, I'll even come a little bit closer here so I can squeeze it with one hand. So I just, with hands, squeeze them together so I don't have to worry about busting my knuckles when I push against this. I have that loose now. And I can go a little bit more than that too, loosen it up just a slight bit more. That now this top portion comes out and it has the bit inside of here. So if we notice here, we have a little bit of a tapered sleeve there. So as this thing gets tightened onto it, it compresses that sleeve and those gaps that are in there. And that's what tightens the bit in there. So this is a 3/4 inch straight bit here. It has been used pretty heavily. I have to clean this off at some point here. It has some pine tar sap on it, some pitch, which I'll get rid of later on, but right now we're gonna make this cut. So this goes into it. At the very top of the bit, there's a little bit of a fillet, a little round in there. So we don't want to push it all the way up in. You want to leave a little bit out there so we know that we're in the diameter of the shank here of the bit. And then I'll put it on by hand as much as I'm able to, screwing it down by hand. And then once it's tight, I can't do any more by hand, I'll set my wrench in here and I offset the second wrench so that I'm squeezing with one hand to tighten that on, and that should be tight. Okay? This is a 3/4 inch bit on here. All the routers are identical in that respect. Some of them have different wrenches, but they all work with the same principle, that we're tightening that top collet down on to pinch the bit into there.